Hello everyone, thanks for joining us and welcome to Build Architecture 2021. My name's David Weir-McCall, AEC Business Development Manager at Epic Games.
And my name is Belinda Erkan, Product Marketing Manager for Twinmotion. We'll be your hosts for today's event, and in the next 90 minutes, we'll explore exciting customer stories and we'll learn how real-time technology is changing the world of architecture.
Right, and that's why we've gathered these amazing customer stories from across the globe, which will be just a glimpse at what is possible. But if you want to learn how to do it for yourself, after the event, we'll share details and resources in our post-event messaging at unrealengine.com.
Right, so we are going to present our stories with the help of the virtual production technology currently changing the face of Hollywood. If you've seen the popular Mandalorian series, you have seen Unreal Engine in action, creating virtual worlds in real time. So David and I are here in a Montreal soundstage, and we've created a virtual studio setting custom-made just for this event. So this will be the stage, and we'll be covering 3 acts. Act number 1 will be all about storytelling with Twinmotion. We'll go over to Act 2, which goes beyond with Unreal Engine. And in the final act, we'll be building the future with digital twins and open worlds.
At the end of the 90 minutes, join us in one of our dev lounges for some real-time Q&A with many of the people involved in today's presentations. We're going to kick things off with our General Manager of Unreal Engine, Mark Petit, but please stick around for the entire event as we'll be sprinkling little announcements in each of the acts that you will not want to miss. So buckle up, your trip to the future starts now.
Hello everybody, my name is Mark Petit and I'm the General Manager for the Unreal Engine at Epic Games. As you know, Epic Games is assembling a portfolio of solutions for content creator across all media with a particular focus on the needs of the AEC industry and visualization. You're familiar with the Unreal Engine, but we also have our Twinmotion product, which is for you the simplest way to harness the power of the Unreal Engine. And we also more recently brought into the family the reality capture team, which is the best solution out there in terms of photogrammetry and giving you this ability using drones or LiDAR scanning or photography to actually capture the existing 3D world, the as-built, and bring it into the virtual world with your design. The reason why you're hearing so much about game engine, the AEC industry, and particularly the Unreal Engine, is because it brings photorealism to the real-time domain. You've seen this with the UE5 demos. UE5 is going to make it even much further in terms of visual fidelity. And so the promise that photorealism in real time is important. Real-time 3D is kind of a revolution in content creation for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, it's the most efficient way, cost-efficient and time-efficient way of creating your visualizations, creating those pictures and those videos to represent your designs or to sell your design. The other important aspect about real-time 3D that is enable digital twin. You're familiar with the concept and believe digital twins are very important for owner-operators to make sure they understand how their assets are performing. And today you will hear a number of presentations about digital twin and how the Unreal Engine actually allows you to get to the digital twin in a very easy manner. As you know, architecture is all about spaces, so the ability to explore a design in VR is critically important. We bring that to the table, especially with the level of visual fidelity that we achieve now, or just letting people interact with the space, guided tours, or even use the interactivity, to do those configurators that we've seen. And finally, more recently, we announced Sketchfab joining Epic Games. Sketchfab is important for us because this is how you publish your content on the web, how you publish your 3D model on the web, just like you would do by putting a video on YouTube. Now you can take your 3D models and put them on Sketchfab to make them available to everybody on the internet. So we think that real-time 3D is transforming the way you create your visualization and your content, and also real-time 3D is powering your digital twin. As the internet embraces more real-time 3D, we'll see the creation of more ambitious projects around those shared visual spaces, often referred to as the metaverse. We don't quite know what the metaverse is going to be, but we think that the right way to get ready for it is to embrace real-time 3D, embrace your Unreal Engine, and start bringing your design into it. So thank you. Today we have a great lineup of speakers for this event. I hope you enjoy the content and hearing from your peers. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the chat.
Thanks, Mark, for sharing how real-time technology enables content creation for creators, moving us all to the future metaverse.
All right, so in this first act, Storytelling with Twinmotion, we are introducing a range of customers from freelancers up to large firms that use Twinmotion for visual storytelling. And believe it or not, we have plenty of those storytellers because over 1 million people have already registered for Twinmotion over the last couple of years, which explains why Twinmotion is the second most popular real-time tool used by people who care about their pixels.
What's the most popular one? Well, according to 2020 CG Architecture Survey, it's the Unreal Engine. And today we're going to help you understand why there is all this momentum towards our real-time solutions.
Right. Now, we know many of you are designers and creators, and you just want your visualization tool to be kind of like that extension to your creative mind. But such an extension needs to be very simple and fast and quick and rich in assets and collaborative. And let's not forget all of this with the highest visual quality right out of the box. Sounds crazy, I know, sounds unimaginable, but you really don't need to imagine this any longer because Sam Anderson has something very interesting to share with you.
Thank you very much. I'm Sam. And as many of you may know, the next Twinmotion preview has just been released. I'm here to take you through a few key features. Here, you see Twinmotion's newest photorealistic rendering technology. The new release leverages the power of Unreal Engine. You'll be able to render your 3D scenes with path trace technology right inside of your viewport. It's going to take advantage of all of the GPU hardware to give you a very accurate, high-level visual quality of shadows, lighting, and reflections. So if you're used to working with the workflows as you are right now, that's totally fine. You can do that so that you have quick prototyping and immediate results. And then for later design stages, you can quickly switch to path tracer mode if you need to add that extra level of photorealism to your story. To further refine your story, we've added nearly 300 sky domes into our Twinmotion library. These are going to give your models that extra touch of realistic lighting quality. You can browse through a variety of skies or even upload your own custom HDRI. Now, if you would like to, you can combine the technology of Path Tracer with the HDRIs so you can leverage the information in the sky texture so you can get the correct reflections in the background and in your glass, making your story that much more immersive. Now, in addition to the sky domes, we've added other assets into our Twinmotion library, including 3D plants, decals, and furniture, all optimized for real-time performance. Currently, we have 10,000 assets inside our Twinmotion library. We'll be able to add in Twinmotion assets as they are developed. Now, this will be regardless of the Twinmotion release, so that you can bring in your assets at any time. Many design firms work with design components in different softwares. So for example, you might have structural data in one program and your landscape data in another. For us, it's very important that Twinmotion helps your data stay more interconnected and streamlined. We've been continuously improving our Datasmith plugin technology, which now enables you to link multiple files of various CAD data into one single Twinmotion scene. You'll be able to reload updated geometry, develop the models in one environment, and even take your project into Unreal Engine if you need that next level of customization. The Datasmith plugin opens up a degree of interoperability that was not present before. Now, the creative design process isn't all about designing and visualizing. It's also about collaboration and communication. With our Twinmotion Cloud, you'll be able to share your design presentations to anyone, regardless of software, hardware, or location. Anyone with an invite link can access your presentations through their browser on both desktop and tablet devices. Last but not least, we added a new content type, panorama sets, which allow you to curate lightweight, high visual 360 images. So with the next release of Twinmotion, you'll have a true design companion tool. It will be simple, rich, powerful, and connected. Be on the lookout for an offer from us to download it for free.
Thanks, Sam. You see that one simple, quick, fast, collaborative extension of your creative mind is becoming real with the next version of Twinmotion. I'm sure you'll be keeping your GPU busy with the path tracer right out of the box. Also, there's a lot in the release beyond what Sam had time to show you, so make sure you try it out for yourself and please share your work with us. I'm looking forward to your stories. Now, speaking of stories, the next one is about how Twinmotion actually changed someone's life. I'd like to introduce Pavel Remja.
Hi, my name is Pavel Rymsza. I come from Poland and I was software analyst for 5 years. And at the time I was also finishing my first apartment and I thought it would be really cool to be able to show it to my family before it's built. That's the time when I found about Twinmotion and I quickly downloaded it and started to work in it. And after a few days, I was able to showcase a quick walkthrough video to my family. They were really impressed by the quality. And in the end, that's exactly how my apartment looks. So I was able to make the final version of it inside Twinmotion. I found out about Twinmotion Challenge, which was taking place. It was a short animation of modern building in fall, and actually I was able to win it. After a short while I found about another Twinmotion challenge and I had to create a green space in urban jungle, and I created image which actually won again, and that gave me additional boost of confidence to think about it, maybe not as a hobby but something which I could do for a living. So I decided to create my own company. I was finally able to self-sustain myself from my work, which was a great feat, and that gave me a lot of boost of confidence to just keep working and keep getting better. The reason why I started using Twinmotion was because it was super easy to use. It was really quick. I had no architecture background, yet I was able to create my apartment in few days. I'm still surprised by how quickly I'm able to create a vast landscape with trees, grass, people walking, cars driving. Few clicks and you have everything set up for the render. For 99% of people, the things which you can do in Twinmotion in minutes are more than enough to present to the client. The current version of Twinmotion introduces one of the biggest improvements so far, which is path tracing. It's actually a way to make your scenes absolutely photorealistic, especially visible in interiors where light bounces through different objects and thus creating those soft shadows which are now present inside Twinmotion. Other than that, there is also HDRI skies, which allows you with one click to change whole scene from day to night and give you also a correct light representation inside your room or inside your apartment. Thank you very much for being able to tell my story. I really encourage everyone to start using Twinmotion. It's really easy and fast, and hopefully you will have as great of success in using it as I did. Have a great day and thank you very much.
Thanks, Pavel. It is indeed an incredible, life-changing story and certainly an inspirational one. So if you want to see more of Pavel's inspiring work, head over to our official Twinmotion community group on Facebook. Now, speaking of the community, we also wanted our talented Twinmotion users to share their passion with you. So we'll have them show their artistic work in this short compilation.
There are three things that I love about Twinmotion. First, it's very intuitive. As a PC gamer, I don't have any trouble navigating around the scenes and getting used to the user interface.
For me, it's all about images and animations, preferably as realistic as possible. It's ease of use. Whenever you like a texture but you don't like its color, with one slider you can change your entire scene.
What we love the most about Twinmotion in our studio is the perfect integration in the pipeline. with Architect, a plugin that allows us to import very fast our project in Twinmotion and to make some changes very easily.
Making Twinmotion visualizations interactive through the Twinmotion to Unreal Engine bridge, as well as through cloud sharing experiences.
Second, the rendering time is very short compared to other programs.
It's easy when a client is with you at the office. You can just change some simple lighting and your scene will look completely different without having to wait. The cloud is also a good option. This way, the end user can easily walk around in his design without having to download anything.
Yeah, you dive into your project and you get the results on real time. That's perfect, and you get what you see.
The updates and latest integration of the Quixel Megascan library make it the perfect tool for me today. A real pleasure to work.
The VR experience is great, especially if you want to share your project with others. That is the reason that I started to use Twinmotion. And when I'm working with Twinmotion, my mind escapes from the domain of the daily architecture, and I see possibilities of creating new forms of art.
Third, it's very easy to teach the program to my colleagues and integrate it into our design workflow at the firm.
It's just really fun to use since everything is real time, the response is real time. Really enjoy the exploration of design options. It just feels effortless.
It's not just about the program, but also about the social aspect when people come together and share their knowledge. To me, it's been a very fun journey so far.
The Twinmotion user community is super friendly and very stimulating and never lacks imagination. I learned so much with them. Thank you, Twinmotion teams.
I think what I like most about Twinmotion is the creative freedom it provides me to express my ideas, my work, in what I find to be the simplest way possible.
So have fun and never stop creating. Bye!
What a great community. Amazing to see the different ways that people are using Twinmotion.
And speaking of community, we are often asked, where can I find someone with real-time skills? Well, recently, ArtStation joined the Epic Games family, which is a leading global platform for discovering and showcasing art and connecting creators with opportunities. So if you're a creator, ArtStation is a one-stop shop with all the tools needed to showcase your artwork, improve your skills, and develop your career.
That's right, and it really was designed with artists in mind. You can share your 4K images, videos, 360 panoramics, or even full 3D models. It's also a great place to earn passive income selling digital or printed assets, or even learn something new through ArtStation Learning. And for anyone looking to hire a creator, ArtStation is an excellent free tool to easily search and browse artist portfolios from a range of different industries.
And now our next story is about transformation and comes from Ernesto Pacheco from Canon Design, which is a large architectural firm based in New York. And they will show you how they used real-time to transform their process with Mercy Hospital.
Hello, my name is Ernesto Pacheco. I am the Director of Visualization at Canon Design. We are a global design firm with over 20 offices throughout North America, Asia. My main role at Canon Design is research and development of digital technologies into our design practice. We have been using Unreal Engine since 2015. We introduced this tool as a more interesting ways to tell the story. The only thing that you have to take into consideration with Unreal Engine is that it's a very sophisticated tool. It takes a little bit longer to get used to, and also training takes a little bit longer. So when Twinmotion came to light, we were very excited. We saw Twinmotion as this one-step solution for designers. We wanted to expedite, especially animation processes, and have smaller teams working on tasks throughout the firm. One of our talented designers from our St. Louis office, Alison Mendez, had an animation project that she needed to complete for a client. This project included over 300,000 square feet. And for this particular project, we had interior, exterior shots. We also had a lot of landscaping elements moving. We actually partnered with a landscaping architect. So we were able to share the Twinmotion library with them and have them optimize landscaping elements that we could use and iterate throughout the space. We are always fascinated with how easy it is to iterate with Twinmotion. One of the challenges that we actually faced is how we share these type of solutions with clients. We used to, export an executable, share that via the cloud service, and then the client will have to have access to a gaming laptop to actually open these files. So when Twinmotion offered the cloud service, we jump right into it. So having access to this cloud service allows designers to just send a link, then the client can just open that on a laptop or a mobile device, for instance. They don't have to have a dedicated hardware that runs, a high GPU. One of the things that we love about Twinmotion is how easy it is to just open the file and jump on a virtual call with the client or the design team and have these organic conversations happen. We can, move things around, change materials, add assets, and everything happens in real time. You really don't have to wait for anything to pre-render. It creates this organic interaction with them, and the whole experience, becomes more natural. It's a testament to how easy it is to pick up Twinmotion for any type of work, any type of visualization work in this case. And we were happy with the outcome. To have Ricardo Orfilia from our Baltimore office to take on this project. This was actually his second animation project ever. So I was very impressed to how easy it was for him to pick it up and actually lead an animation project all by himself. So in a nutshell, Twinmotion is super easy to use. It's amazing when somebody opens Twinmotion and starts playing with it. You can see their smile in their faces. It's super fun to use. You have access to a real-time solution. That means that you can have real-time reviews with clients, which is priceless. It's something that now we do on a daily basis. So thank you again for the opportunity at Unreal Build 2021, and I hope to see you soon.
Thanks for sharing that story, Ernesto. The Twinmotion Cloud Service is really helping firms connect and collaborate with their customers. And with the new panorama feature that we're launching for Twinmotion Cloud, we're excited to see what you can do. So next, let's go big. And by big, I mean Jens Karslom and Václav Sporenko from Blake Ingalls Group, otherwise referred to as BIG. See what I did there? They're headquartered in Copenhagen and known for their innovative design approach. And they're here to talk to you about how Twinmotion is helping them tell their stories.
I'm Jens Karslom, BIM Director here at BIG in Copenhagen, Blake Ingalls Group. Normally I'm looking after our BIM operations, but I've been an early adopter and a long-time advocate for real-time rendering, and also one of the ones pushing a lot for real-time rendering internally here at BIG. And what we particularly like about Twinmotion in this case is the animated part and being able to really sort of tell a story. That's where we find Twinmotion being the one to go for. The project we want to showcase today is our AI city for the Terminus Group in Chongqing in China, which will be the new headquarter for the Terminus Group, and also this sort of innovation hub, which will be super exciting. It's a project that we worked on for quite a while, and obviously, as you can imagine, we are doing a lot of different options with all our projects here at BIG. So it's obviously a fantastic way to be able to utilize real-time rendering, to be able to sort of walk the project even in the early stages, and it provides us a better way to hone in on what option we want to go for, and to sort of push the amount of options that we go with further into the project, where we would normally have to narrow down way earlier. In this case, we can keep more options in play. And I think that's where real-time rendering has its big positives, that you can really explore and utilize different options and play around with things and still get a really good result out in a very short time frame.
Hi, my name is Vladislav. I am visual designer at Blake Ingalls Group here in Copenhagen office. Since the core idea of the design was to remove the barrier between the architecture and nature, and also show how the robotics and artificial intelligence would look like in the future, we needed to emphasize those ideas, and Twinmotion and real-time in general helped us to find the good solutions during the design process and also in the final video production. We're using the real-time engine not only for the final production of digital media, but also during the early design stages, such as searching for the ideas or seeing how the space will interact with the people. And the real-time engine allows us to actually be as a human inside the project and see how it would work we learned that Twinmotion has a lot of really handy tools that allowed us to reduce the production time in general and meet deadlines in time, such as the huge material library and the 3D models that allowed us also to use and experience different scenarios that we wanted to present to the client and approve different architectural ideas. If I can compare the real-time engine to the traditional ways of digital production, I can say that the artists can feel the pure freedom in terms of what they create, such as the moody images or animation production, because the software allows you, having not knowledge of the technical aspects, still be able to produce nice images and animations.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed what we showed you here today and enjoy the rest of the event. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Jens. Thanks, Vladislav. Looking forward to seeing more. According to Architectural Record, HOK is the 5th largest architectural firm in the US. And as today's event is a journey, we're going to see HOK appear in each of our 3 acts to show how epic products are being used across a firm in different ways. We're going to start by bringing on Greg Schleusner and Caitlin Lagis to talk about how they're using Twinmotion for interactive design reviews on a rather important building.
Hi, my name is Greg Schleusner. I'm the Director of Design Technology for HOK. HOK is a global architecture, engineering, and planning firm. I'm going to talk to you today about the Center Block project, which is Canada's Parliament. The Center Block project is a full seismic, architectural, interior, electrical, mechanical, and heritage upgrade to the building. During this time, the Parliament has actually left the building for the duration of the project, which is at least 10 years. Fundamentally, the complexity of this project is added to the fact that it's an ongoing construction site. We're continuously doing laser scanning, monitoring, and many other activities that help us understand the project. The ability to bring all this information together, the ability for us to execute on all these different areas of expertise is fundamentally why HOK and WSP were brought onto the project. Now let me introduce you to Katie, who will show you how we're using Twinmotion on the project.
Thanks, Greg. I'm Katie, and I work on the visualizations on the Center Block project. We use Twinmotion and Unreal Engine as a way to bring our clients with us on our journey through this project in real time through the different design phases and iterations. We take the scan data that we're getting from the exterior and interior of the building, and we process that through reality capture, and we get point clouds and high poly meshes. We take those high poly meshes through our procedural optimized workflow through Houdini, and that way we can get some LODs for use in Unreal Engine and Twinmotion. With this, we're able to create visualizations for our internal teams and our clients. An example of this is we were able to conduct multiple accessibility studies with our design teams. We were able to invite differently abled people into our live demos, and they were able to put on the VR headset, explore around, and actively tell us what worked and what needed revisiting. This helped the designers a lot to see their designs in real time and see, for example, maybe what's in reach, maybe wasn't in reach for someone with limited mobility. The flexibility to do this in real time saved us a lot of time and effort during the production process.
Thanks, Katie. We really like the way Twinmotion makes it easy to iterate early on in a project. What makes it unique, though, is the fact that we can transition that data into Unreal. This is something we'll show you later on in the presentation.
Thanks, Greg and Caitlin. As Greg mentioned, part of our vision is to allow Unreal Engine users to also benefit from Twinmotion's rich 3D content. And that's why in the last year, we've released all the Twinmotion content for free on the marketplace, and we've built a bridge to import Twinmotion projects directly into Unreal.
And with this bridge, you can start a project in Twinmotion and continue working on it in Unreal Engine. We're also pleased to announce that we've been working with a team at Vectorworks to improve the Datasmith integration for Vectorworks 2022. The new workflow uses our direct link technology to dynamically sync changes while never losing the work you apply in Twinmotion or Unreal. This new workflow allows our tools to integrate more seamlessly into your workflows and lets you iterate more effectively and creatively.
That's right, and in addition, for a limited time, Vectorworks has announced that all current Vectorworks users will get a full license of the current release of Twinmotion for free. But not only Vectorworks users can benefit from our efforts to make Twinmotion accessible to as many people as possible. We are proud to announce yet another partnership, this time with the world's largest provider of PCs, Lenovo. Many of Lenovo's professional workstations, powered by NVIDIA RTX, will be eligible for a free copy of a commercial Twinmotion release. This is a great combination of both software and hardware.
And it's available for a limited time only. So stay tuned and we'll be sharing all the details after the event. So with that, let's take a short break. You can go stretch your legs, grab a cup of tea, and we'll join you on our next leg of the journey in Unreal Engine. Welcome back, everyone. Well, that was an action-packed first act with the announcement of the latest version of Twinmotion, with the Lenovo partnership and the new Vectorworks plugin. There's a lot of great things happening for you around Twinmotion. In Act 1, our customers showed the storytelling potential of Twinmotion. But what's great is that the journey doesn't end there.
Right, the journey continues, and in this next act going beyond with Unreal Engine, you'll see customers using the engine to go beyond the limits of traditional visualization and storytelling. And to kick this section off, we'd like to bring in our product managers Rod Recker and Pierre-Félix Breton to talk about how Unreal Engine 5 can take things to a whole new level.
Thank you, Belinda. Now, some of you may have heard of something called Unreal Engine 5. I'm going to tell you about just a few of the many new capabilities of Unreal Engine 5 that will help AEC users. Lumen is a game changer for interior lighting. Nanite allows for massive worlds with unprecedented object counts. And our new large world coordinate systems will allow you to create projects that can span the Earth. A lot of you have been using the Unreal Engine 5 early access build and have already seen how significant this release is. That's why one of the most exciting aspects of Unreal Engine 5 is that it takes real-time interactive visualization to a whole new level of quality. With it, you can easily bring in data from a number of sources, interact at higher levels of visual quality, and make stunning, physically accurate imagery all in one tool. In short, Unreal Engine 5 is making it possible for you to spend more time designing and less time managing your data and renderings. Datasmith is one of the elements of our toolset that makes it easy for you to bring your CAD data into Unreal Engine and Twinmotion. If you haven't looked at Datasmith recently, it now includes our direct link technology, which allows both Twinmotion and Unreal Engine users to create a live connection with their CAD tools and seamlessly sync their data. You no longer need to spend time manually exporting and importing data. Direct Link is available now for our Revit, ArchiCAD, SketchUp, and Rhino plugins and is coming soon for 3ds Max. Another important part of our Datasmith capability is the addition of an SDK that allows third parties like Vectorworks, Esri, and others to bring their data into Unreal Engine and Twinmotion. We now have over a dozen AEC tool vendors supporting Datasmith, and the list is growing rapidly. In fact, it's my pleasure to announce that Bentley Systems have recently developed an integration of their iTwin platform with Datasmith. Now you can extend 3D and 4D data from any Bentley solution powered by iTwin into Unreal Engine using Datasmith. In this video from one of our favorite partner studios, Solus, you can see an example where synchro construction sequencing data from a massive project in central London was exported from iTwin to Datasmith. The construction sequence and animation is pulled from Synchro and made accessible in Unreal Engine. This project, 100 Liverpool Street, is under construction by Sir Robert McAlpine, and the 4D planning work was produced by Freeform. Using these tools, you can now explore your biggest projects in unmatched fidelity and communicate with your stakeholders in ways never before possible. Unreal Engine was already known for the quality of its real-time visualization. That's why one of the most exciting aspects of Unreal Engine 5 is that it takes that quality to a new level. With Lumen as its rendering system, you can immediately see interactive global illumination results with little to no preparation or waiting for pre-processing. In most situations, you no longer need to wait for light baking or spend time performing UV unwrapping. You can get right to seeing your creation and speed up your design iterations. This real-time capability also makes it easier and faster to collaborate with your clients and stakeholders. The combination of Lumen with our physically accurate path tracer that was introduced in Unreal Engine 4.27 shows our commitment to making Unreal Engine a complete solution for all of your visualization tasks. You save time because you no longer need to move your design data between different visualization tools. You can stay in Unreal Engine and get both high-quality, real-time visuals and physically accurate stills and animations for marketing or simulation purposes. Now, Pierre-Félix Breton will tell us about some additional things that we're working on for Unreal Engine 5.
Thank you, Rod. First, I would like to thank the ArchViz community for demonstrating a strong interest in our technology. We're impressed by your work showcasing the capabilities of Unreal Engine 5. Myself and the team are watching social channels, and your feedback helps us building the right product. We look forward continuing the conversation with all of you. Now, as Rod mentioned, visualization artists and designers will be able to use Unreal Engine 5 to deliver beautiful results much faster than before. And there's another important aspect to the story. We are seeing more and more people use Unreal Engine for digital projects. You may be interested in creating interactive dashboard to monitor the state of IoT devices installed on industrial equipment inside building or events happening at the scale of a city. To help you create digital twins of the physical world, I'm pleased to tell you that we're working on adding support for web-based remote control and IoT protocols as part of our standard feature set. For example, we're currently working on adding connections for MQTT, Node-RED, and OpenAPI. This will make it easier to start your digital twin projects in Unreal Engine. Later on, we will show great examples from our users showing digital twin capabilities done with Unreal Engine. But for now, let's have a look at even more great examples of Unreal being used for AEC projects.
Thank you, Rod and Pierre-Felix. Unreal Engine 5 and Datasmith will truly unlock a level of real-time exploration we have never seen before. And all of this moving us a step closer to an interactive version of our physical world. Now, to add on to this, we are working with companies all over the world to bridge their workflows with ours through Datasmith. And even though we already support many Autodesk products with Datasmith, we're not done. We are now working on a proof of concept to use Datasmith to link Autodesk Forge and BIM 360 platform with Twinmotion or Unreal Engine. We'll share more details about this early next year, and if you're interested in joining our beta, you'll find all the information on our post-event webpage at unrealengine.com. Now, I want to introduce Jose Uribe from PureBlink. PureBlink is a long-time Unreal Engine agency based in Toronto, and they're not only creating high-fidelity visuals, no. They're building entire interactive experiences to engage with the public around a very large development project.
Hello, my name is Jose Uribe. I'm the creative director and founder of PureBlink. We are a creative digital agency specialized in real estate visualization, interactive applications, and storytelling. Over a year ago, we were engaged by ILA to help them visualize the third phase of Galleria on the Park. This is Galleria 3. It is part of a large master plan composed of 8 different buildings, an 8-acre park, a very large community facility with plenty of activities. One of the key challenges that we had with this particular project was the fact that it is located in a very industrial area. So for the typical prospect buyer, it would be very difficult to really understand and visualize and experience what this master plan community is going to be like probably 10 years from now once everything is built. Our approach was to not only create visuals or renderings of different areas of the project where we could visualize how the gallerias or the park were going to be like, but also an interactive application and a video component. And for all these different components, we used Unreal, and it was a critical technology to allow us to reach the level of photorealism and the level of cinematography in the video.
Preparing to launch a project during COVID had us quite concerned, and PureBlink provided the 360 solution that allowed us to bring clients through the community, whether they were in the sales center physically or at their homes. We believe that PureBlink's solution provided us the ability to hit our threshold, our sales threshold, within a shorter period of time during COVID.
Right now, we're extremely excited about Unreal and all the new features we've been testing heavily. Lumen, ray tracing, global illumination, path tracing, both on 4.27 and Unreal 5. It's absolutely amazing what you can do with it. Lighting is one of the most important components about it. Having a tool that allows us to play with lighting, having like practical lighting, natural lighting, diffuse lighting, ambient lighting in a different sort of ways and trying it out in real time, it's completely priceless. We decided to code and develop our own WebGL application that connects the geometry of the building with the database of the unit availability. That is the same type of database that we have for the touchscreen applications. We're experimenting with the Sketchfab in order to be really the tool that allows us to connect one single model into our touchscreen applications and our online applications. We're extremely excited about the future and how we can integrate this not only in the applications that we're doing at the moment, but also in mixed reality applications, virtual reality applications, and virtual production with using N-Display. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and enjoyed the rest of the show.
Fantastic work, Jose. And great to hear from Elad on how virtual worlds are supporting the real estate industry. Next, we're going to bring on the team at Foster & Partners, who have been pushing the limits of real-time technology for over 20 years. Let's hear from Francis and Gamma about a novel approach of merging the physical world and the virtual to help stakeholders understand the future in a more immersive setting.
Hi, I'm Francis Aish, Head of Applied Research and Development.
I'm Gamma Basra, Head of Visualization and Film. We work at Foster & Partners, one of the world's leading architectural, engineering and design studios. We communicate visually using images, films and real-time gaming engines like Unreal.
We've worked on augmented and virtual reality for many years, developing custom tools that allow our designers to create, analyze and experience their ideas in intuitive yet powerful ways.
Today, we'd like to tell you about some of our latest AR and VR work. The projects we've worked on are still sensitive, so we're going to use a dummy project to illustrate the key concepts.
We use a wide range of tools and media to communicate ideas, as different tools give different experiences. Physical models can give great overviews of a design, but we wanted to explore how best to show the street-scale human experience. We're long-running users of Unreal, with a very good relationship with Ken and the Epic team, so we'd already built a very detailed, high-quality visual model of the new tower and its context in Unreal, and used it for regular VR reviews. We'd also previously conducted VR and AR design reviews using VR backpacks, HoloLenses and iPads. These can be done at one-to-one scale indoors in warehouses, and got very good reaction from clients. We always like challenges, so together with the design team we posed ourselves a harder one. Could we walk the stakeholders around the real site, at one-to-one scale, but give them the VR experience of the new building? To help them understand the spatial experience, and how the building would fit in within the city as part of the design and planning process. To begin with, we started laser scanning the site and context to align the virtual and real worlds. The site itself is approximately 100 meters square and can be a dynamic environment with pedestrians walking around and changing lighting. As well as great visuals, Unreal also provided a development platform we used to create our custom software called CloudCon. We also worked closely with HP and Microsoft on the hardware side. We then customized the hardware to enable robust multi-user tracking at this scale. Of course, as with so many projects, COVID got in the way, and for a while we had to continue working in our bedrooms and back gardens. But because of the multi-platform nature of Unreal, we could quickly create an iPad version of our tool, and stakeholders could use that to continue to participate in the process from their back gardens. Once we were allowed back onto site, we continued testing and refining the system, getting feedback from our stakeholders. Critically, this is a multi-user experience. You can see the other participants and speak to them, and point out features of the new building. It's an incredible multi-sensory experience of walking around the plaza, seeing the very powerful virtual visuals, feeling the real plaza beneath your feet, and hearing the sounds of the city around you. Something we found very useful was switching between virtual and real reality to compare and check the present and potential future. And by incorporating screens on the rear of the backpacks, we made the process inclusive to allow larger numbers of stakeholders to participate. Overall, the user reaction has been incredibly positive. We've also developed remote collaboration functionality to allow remote participants to join and contribute to the process. And one future use could be to increase design participation using tablet AR and other low-cost XR devices to allow a broader range of stakeholders to participate. So we think that this has pushed the boundaries of outdoor one-to-one scale VR. This ability to collaborate at any scale and from any location is incredibly powerful. It's giving our clients and designers a way to experience their designs like never before.
The idea that the physical world and the virtual can be brought closer together to drive decision-making is a great approach. And you can see from the hardware that Fosters and partners had to field that we're still in the infancy of using these technologies, but there's no doubt it'll get simpler over time. So thanks Gamma and Francis for giving us a glimpse into the future of XR. Our next presenters are Henry and Caesar from Zaha Hadid. Who hasn't heard of this studio? They are the world's most consistently inventive architectural firms. And you may have read our story on their Honduras configurator, but they're here to reveal details and discuss their results.
We are presenting to you today an overview of platform design and game engine technology at Zaha Hadid Architects to deliver engaging, interactive spatial experiences for clients and consumers.
The Computation and Design Group is a practice-embedded research team focusing on creating computational geometry and building strategic partnerships to bridge industry advances toward project-based applications. We incorporate these advances into workflows at Zaha Hadid Architects to address issues of sustainable development of the built environment.
Shifting design thinking to integrate game technologies and platform development has empowered our capacity to disrupt conventional procurement processes and bring together stakeholders to deliver high-value, locally relevant, resource-effective, supply chain integrated design solutions for residential living.
There are several problems faced in architectural and construction industries for which game technologies are particularly well suited to negotiate. Construction projects take years from conception to occupation, during the course of which markets fluctuate, resulting in misalignments to the consumer base they were originally intended. Similarly, the priorities of key stakeholders, including regulators, developers, operators, and occupiers, in addition to architects and engineers, is often competing, resulting in delays requiring alignment and compromise for success. The Beaboo Residential Configurator is the latest build in a lineage of residential platforms developed at Zaha Hadid Architects with Epic in Unreal Engine, offering investors, occupiers, and developers ways to configure properties to suit individual preferences. Offering ability to position units, configure add-ons to the envelope, and customize the interior space layout and fittings as well. Monetizing such features as air and development rights in the process to configure modular building components in real time using a web-based application.
The configurator leverages real-time ray tracing technology to achieve the highest level of visual fidelity for both the interior and exterior of the units. Additionally, pixel streaming enables us to share the configurator experience with clients and with the use of custom frameworks to maintain non-destructive workflows with designers.
Platform design offers clients a universe of feasible variations at their fingertips. For instance, there are over 2,200 ways to configure a custom resident in the Honduras configurator. We have developed and curated a cohesive digital kit of parts that result in vibrant and diverse residential communities. Exteriors and facade kits are created fit for place. The platform approach offers local construction companies, building trades, and local craftspersons to benefit from an infusion of digital technologies into the economy.
Platform design in architecture, engineering, and construction helps to test fit, simulate, and explore scenarios to design market-tested, demand-driven solutions. The configurator can be used socially to curate a community, to accommodate the peculiar spatial needs of family members, invite friends, and connect to like-minded individuals, or to share resources and costs with neighbors.
Health, well-being, and protection of the environment are fundamental to the platform approach, providing consumers with local and renewable materials, such as sustainable, lightweight FSC timber, in structure and cladding options, as well as prefabrication offsite and technology integration, reducing waste and the total carbon footprint of the schemes.
One of the challenges we face has been interface and experience design, developing device actions, storyboarding, heads-up display, and sequence behavior to maintain a seamless, immersive gameplay typically prevalent in gaming environments.
At Zaha Hadid Architects, our workflow is tuned to realize complex geometry as fabrication optimized and manufacture ready. We continue to develop lightweight control mechanisms and retain live geometry as long as possible to empower design, interaction, and exploration. However, game technologies pose distinct real-time optimization criteria for content creation, management, and version control to prepare geometry for the real-time pipeline. We are taking steps towards multiplayer modes of play in distributed gameplay models to capture real-time decisions of human actors in a digital marketplace for real estate bidding, negotiation, and property valuation.
The value of interactivity and occupier engagement in the design process resulted in converted money traditionally left on the table to direct sales of housing units. The immersive environment, coupled with the unparalleled co-authorship of the built environments in Unreal Engine, increased the margin of closed sales while increasing overall unit variability to suit individually and meet investment goals.
Twinmotion's gentle learning curve allowed multiple Rhino users unfamiliar with Twinmotion to learn quickly, deliver stunning imagery, and contribute to content preparation from day one. This empowered the technical and creative aspects of the project to move forward in parallel with a very small project team. With clients and end users distributed globally across both hemispheres, web deployment integration was a priority, which Unreal streamlined. The web-based platform removed potential issues with client-side hardware requirements, technical support, remote connectivity issues, resulting in a simple, seamless, no-nonsense browser design exploration. It's been a pleasure working with Epic to deliver an unparalleled surface model for architectural design exploration and delivery. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Henry and Caesar. It's great seeing more and more examples of companies building sales configurators for real estate. It's officially a thing. And now it's time for Greg from HOK to come back and join his colleague Mark Sicci to show us their Twinmotion project taken to the next level in Unreal Engine. They have created a single interactive experience of the Parliament building in Unreal, combining detailed LiDAR scans with design data. And with Joseph Dobos and the team at 3D Repo, they're exploring the creation of a federated model for their daily visualization needs.
Hi, it's Greg again from HOK. Centerblock is such a complex project, it's important that we give the stakeholders the ability to monitor and view the work as it proceeds. Mark Sicci, my colleague, is going to walk you through that process now.
Hi, I'm Mark Sicci. I am a principal and the director of design technology at HOK. We currently have about 75 terabytes of reality capture data. That accounts for terrestrial laser scanning, hand scanning, orthographic imagery, and photogrammetry. The reality capture data that we currently have represents the first 3 years of the project's existence. We still have around 7 years to go, which means that 75 terabytes will balloon by the time we get to the end to around 350 to 400 terabytes of data. We've developed an application leveraging Unreal Engine that allows us to concatenate all of the aspects of the reality capture we've done to date. This streams the data in from a variety of sources, including our local data center and Cintu in the cloud. We'll ultimately deliver the application via pixel streaming on cloud. The primary purpose of the pixel streaming application is meant to give context to the entire trajectory of the project. So it allows you to, in effect, trace the entire state of every space in the building throughout its history. That means we can go back to the beginning, before construction, when the building hadn't had any demolition acted upon it. And it means that we can always go back to the very end where we've reinstated the finished materials. We can also investigate anything in between. We can look behind mechanical ductwork. We can see at what state drywall was removed and replaced, and if there's any differential between what the design documents say in regards to where a conduit may be placed or where it actually is in reality. And we can actually track that delta and see over the course of the history of that space where the services are and what the finishes ultimately transition to. Leveraging Unreal Engine and pixel streaming in this way allows us to create a comprehensive and robust versioning system of the geometry and the point cloud scan data throughout the project's entire history. We've been investigating the use of 3D Repo in parallel to create a supplemental versioning system that allows us to trace our BIM-related data and the Revit model specifically throughout its existence so that we can compare that information when upgrades are performed or when major model changes are executed. In addition to this, we've been leveraging the new plugin that's been developed by 3D Repo to be able to stream that content and those differential checks into Unreal Engine. Now I'll hand it over to Joseph to speak a little bit more about that process and what they're doing with Unreal Engine.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Dobosh, the founder and CEO of 3D Repo. With HOK, we've been working on countless innovations over the years, and this project is no exception. We've been instrumental in cloud-based data validation and large-scale geometry processing that would not have been possible otherwise. Using 3D Repo, HOK were able to push their complicated 3D models straight from the authoring tools to the cloud for version control and federation purposes. Since all of the data is available through the APIs, there is no need to recompile and reissue the game anymore, because all of the data is instantly available using Unreal Engine in the editor as well as during runtime. This way, client-facing visualizations can be developed and kept in step with the engineering process without any further delay. HOK were also able to retrieve 3D locations, metadata, and other engineering information directly from the cloud without the need to build their own infrastructure. 3D Repo has been built directly on top of the existing AEC workflows, so Unreal experience can be simply enabled by installing our own plugin. For us, UE5 delivered significant performance improvements, as well as decoupling of the rendering pipeline from the underlying data structures, so that we were able to populate them dynamically on the fly. UE5 was not just about visual fidelity, but more importantly about processing capability and prowess. We are very much looking forward to continued partnership with both HOK and Epic Games.
Now, seeing all this, I think it's a good time for a break so you can reflect on all the magic that you've seen here today before we're heading into our final act, which will look at global scale projects and digital twins. So please stick around, we have a few more announcements to make.
Welcome back, everyone. Before the break, HOK and 3D Repo showed us how real-time technology can be used to federate large models and a glimpse into the great companies like 3D Repo who are incorporating Unreal in their pipelines. Now, as we enter Act 3, we're going to go one step further.
And one step further means connecting the physical and the digital worlds. So in this act, it's all about open worlds and digital twins. You'll see projects that truly expand your horizons because we'll be exploring global scale projects and connect real-time data to Unreal Engine to create such digital twins. But what exactly is a digital twin, David?
That's a very good question. And if you've looked online recently, digital twins mean a lot of different things to different people. I've seen the heated forums. So for us, supporting connection in Unreal to your live data sources to empower your digital twins are really key for us. So an example of a digital twin would be, say, a digital model of a city that shows the status of all the traffic lights at any given moment. That would be a good digital twin of a city. So today we'll touch on all aspects of creating a digital twin, from capturing the digital version of the physical asset all the way to a live data feed.
So with Capturing Reality having joined the Epic family earlier this year, the possibilities around capturing the physical world have dramatically increased. And since every digital twin starts with a copy of a physical asset, we're quite confident that we have all you need to get started. Now, I'd like to introduce Elmar Boll to share with you where we are at with Quixel and reality capture.
Hi everyone, my name is Elmar Boll. I'm a product director in the Quixel team. For those of you who don't know Quixel, we've been all about capturing the world and creating digital twins that others can then leverage to create their own worlds. So we've spent the last decade capturing some of the most iconic biomes in the world with our goal to create the Megascan library that's available to you all today and that you can leverage in creating your own worlds. But really for us, the mission is going to be how do we make scanning more broadly available to the world, and how do we enable you to go and scan the world yourself? And with that, we've recently joined forces with Capturing Reality. We're very excited about this because they bring the best 3D photogrammetry technology into the fold, and we're looking forward to actually making that available to all of you. And this will really energize us and enable us to create much easier ways to capture the world and allow anyone to create these real-time 3D experiences to leverage these digital twins of the real world. We just released our latest version of Capturing Reality, which I really encourage you to go out and try. It's got a ton of AEC functions, leveraging drone capture and other types of things. Please go out and try it yourself. You'll be thrilled to use it. But really for us, the next step is how can we let anyone go and capture the world around us to leverage in their 3D experiences. So with that, we're really excited to work with you to get your feedback on this and to continue evolving this tool. And with that, thanks very much. I wish you happy scanning. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Elma. I mean, there are a lot of steps to the metaverse, but this is certainly one of them where Reality Scan can help our customers capture their world for free. We'll share more information about this and other announcements at the end of the event, so please stay tuned. Now, speaking of worlds, let's also talk about scale. You know, in architecture, projects range from small-scale floor plans all the way up to entire city-scale developments. And if you work with such large-scale assets that cover hundreds and thousands of square kilometers, well, we all know that that can be quite a challenge. But Sebastian Lozé, our industry manager for training and simulation, will now touch on ways to bring such large-scale worlds, along with their plethora of data, into Unreal Engine.
Thank you, and it's very exciting to be here today. Hi, everyone. In the simulation world, one of the first questions we get asked when we introduce what we do at Epic Game is, this is all great, but how large of a world can I handle with Unreal Engine? This question comes from the past, from a time when monolithic application structure was not allowing developers to get more than dozens of square kilometers in a game engine if they wanted to get the right level of visual accuracy. The entire world can be loaded, streamed, or explored in Unreal Engine, and we'd like to introduce you to these large worlds and how to inject them into the applications you create. In addition to the photogrammetry and real-world data capture technology the previous sessions just presented to you, it is important to understand that a plethora of data is already available. This data from the GeoIn community is just waiting for you to be leveraged in your applications. Data captured from the real world can be geographic information system files or 3D environment databases already sitting in a format ready to be just loaded and streamed in UE. In both cases, we worked with seasoned and smart individuals, teams, companies, and global organizations to make sure that we're supporting standard format for large environments the same way we do for 3D models or CAD data. Over the last years, many application creators with expertise in the GIS world added methods to get GIS files as sources in your Unreal Engine projects. To do this, you can simply use the applications of your choice, such as World Machine, Instantera, World Creator, Terraform, Terrain 3D Builder, or TerraVista to transform your GIS files into your 3D environment. We also partnered with the Open Geospatial Consortium and the US GeoIn Foundation and others to identify what industry standards and open standards should be supported so that you don't even have to create your dataset, but you can use ones from your ecosystem. Today, the Esri ArcGIS Map SDK, the OGC CDB format, the 3D Tiles format, and the Supermaps format can directly be streamed to Unreal Engine. What we've just described is the last mile to ensure a complete pipeline allowing creators to bring the smallest details of a piece of furniture to the entirety of the Earth into Unreal Engine. Now that we have the content figured out, we need to make sure to develop the right tools inside the engine, like recently in 4.27 when we launched the georeferencing capabilities. This is just the beginning, and more will come with Unreal Engine 5, including world composition and other tools to simplify large world coordinates handling for developers. On top of these developments by Epic, the ecosystem around Unreal is evolving very fast. And today we're introducing you to the work of Blackshark AI. This AI-based digital twin is a geospatial platform offering a 3D semantic map of our planet. Using satellite imagery and various other input sources, Blackshark is extracting information about our environment and reconstructing this information in a 3D way so everyone can virtually interact with and better understand the world around us. Recently, Blackshark has chosen Unreal Engine to be the first game engine to deliver the world's best simulation and visualization capability. Using AI to augment the geodata existing is a disruptive and revolutionizing workflow for all industries, as well as democratizing geospatial data access for everybody. More details about the Blackshark plugin for Unreal Engine will be announced closer to the launch of Blackshark's AI Digital Twin USA. And I recommend that you stay tuned for more on that very topic. As you can see, to the question how big of a world can you ingest into Unreal Engine, the answer today is how much can you dream of? And with humans looking at the stars, aiming to return on the moon or walk on Mars, I would not be surprised to see more planets than Earth simulated in Unreal Engine pretty soon. So with all that, I want to thank you very much, and back to our hosts today.
Thanks, Sebastian. With global data sets from Blackshark, Cesium, or Esri, and Reality Scan on your phone, it's never been easier to capture your world and explore it with Unreal Engine. Now, for one final time, let's bring back the creative team from HOK to learn how they integrate open worlds and digital twins in their project.
Hi, Greg again. Katie walked you through Twinmotion. Mark and Joseph illustrated our integration between 3D Repo and Unreal. Now we're going to put Center Block on the campus. Sebastian previously mentioned Esri and Cesium integration. We're going to illustrate how we're using Cesium on the project, and Mark's going to do that for us now.
Cesium presents an exceptional opportunity for architects and designers because it allows us to real-time stream geospatial data directly into our models. This saves us a significant amount of time and resources in having to manually or parametrically automate the development and modeling of the surrounding context. Plus, it has the added benefit of having a community supported and developed around it that enables additional contributors to develop content which would otherwise be difficult to do on a firm-by-firm basis. This represents real, tangible benefits to us on the Centerblock project because it allows us to visualize, along with the client, how the context will appear within the models that we're developing on the project. We're currently investigating and developing a tool that will allow us to tie the real-time sensor data that is being captured by our project partner WSP and their structural geomatics team to a cesium model that will allow us to correlate both the context and the geospatial rich reality capture data in one continuous location. There's an exceptional opportunity here to develop a comprehensive digital twin that incorporates all of the data that we've generated from various sources, including our development models, our geospatially referenced point cloud data, and any other related construction 60, 70, or 8D BIM related data. We and the client believe that there's an exceptional opportunity to leverage all of the data that we're collecting on the project and incorporate that into a comprehensive digital twin that will be part of the building's operations and facilities management for years to come.
Thanks, Mark. We've shown you Twinmotion, the many different ways we're using Unreal. We think this integration of external data into real-time technologies like laser scanning, photogrammetry, BIM information is the future and, frankly, the current way that you must do heritage projects. What we're most excited about is how this will trickle and move into our existing work as we move forward. On behalf of HOK and WSP, I want to thank you for taking the time to let us tell you the story of our once-in-a-lifetime project, Centerblock. Thank you.
Thanks, guys, and the amazing team at HOK for your videos over the 3 acts, showing how a company can start with Twinmotion, but then evolve your project into Unreal and tackle any scale using our tools and ecosystem. Now, just like we saw in the HOK example, the crucial part of a digital twin is that connection to the real world. Presenting live, real-time data from IoT sensors and other sources in that 3D context can accelerate decision-making and anticipate problems. You see, the world we live in is growing ever more complex, and we'll need methods of presenting information in an intuitive manner. There's going to be a million different forms of digital twins, from helping us make better decisions in the design and operation of a building to public engagement within a city. So let's check in with some companies who are working to connect Unreal Engine to the real world. First, we'll hear from Shi Yanji and his team at Vaus. They'll show their efforts to build a digital twin of Changi Airport in Singapore, which in 2019 had almost 190,000 people per day using the airport. So understanding what's going on at any moment can be quite crucial.
Hi, I'm Yanjie from Vaus. We are a design agency based in Singapore. Vaus is an assemblage of architects, programmers, and game designers. We use game engine in the architecture and built environment sector on a wide range of projects ranging from residential to commercial and even to heritage. Our projects are often tailored specifically to the needs of the client, and we deliver from the conceptual stage all the way to development of the software, as well as maintenance of the project after it's completed. Today, I'm very happy to share with you our project with Changi Airport Group, the Changi Airport Digital Twin. Vaus has always been a partner of Changi Airport Group since 2017, and we developed a digital twin of Changi Airport over the past 2 years together with Mr. Ao Ching Wen and his colleagues from T5 Planning. The digital twin is around 1,300 hectares, and that is roughly the size of 3,200 football fields. Our approach to digital twin is to build a data integrated model. We stream in live operational data into the 3D model, and we use that as a base to develop applications for different end users of the airport. The reason that we chose Unreal Engine is because of its ability to provide real-time graphics, but at the same time, we can integrate with back-end databases, and this allows us to scale with the size of the project. Throughout the 2-year period, we deployed to different platforms and applications from the same project file. The base model was built based on CAD and BIM information. The 3D models are constructed modularly and assembled in Unreal Engine to take advantage of the many optimization tools often used for open world games. These include instancing as well as the foliage tools. This is important because on a project of this scale, your performance is key. Using georeferencing, we align the model with real geo coordinates that allows for integration with sensors and data. With Blueprints, we build integrations with the Changi backend databases that streams in live data and projects them onto the model in real time. To talk a bit more about the technical details, let me invite the next speaker, Poon Hei, who is our senior developer of VALS.
Hi, I'm Poon Hei, a senior software developer at VALS, talking about our application which uses aircraft transponder data to visualize the position and movement around a digital scale model of Changi Airport in Unreal Engine 4. The application can display plane position and additional information in real time, relayed from a server in the airport. It also allows users to play back historical simulation records transmitted from the server itself or from records stored in a local database. Going forward, our future plan is to integrate as much information as possible into the application to serve as a central hub of information for monitoring purposes, such as arrival and departure times at each gate, human traffic counters, temperature and humidity sensors, and so on.
Thank you, Poon Hei. That was an example of deploying the digital twin on a macro scale. On a more micro scale, we investigated the road and traffic infrastructure from the angle of actual user by deploying the digital twin onto a driving rig. We showed that the detail level can be achieved with ground level signage and markings. With this, end users such as technical staff and operators of the airport who may not be familiar with architectural drawings can be engaged to test out the digital twin. This opens up opportunities with the complex tools that Unreal provides to build scenario training and design validation applications. This is especially important in today's world where digitization and remote training become increasingly important. The digital twin is currently deployed internally in Changi Airport. It is meant to be a live model, which is consistently updated with new content and features. This project serves as a foundation for Changi Airport Group to continue exploring digital transformation in the domain of airport planning, simulation, and operations. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I wish you a pleasant evening and please enjoy the rest of the events. Thank you.
Thanks, Yanji. Great example of how Unreal Engine can tie together many different data feeds into one easily understood context. The team at VALS showed us how owner-operators can use digital twins to manage their complex assets, but what about the public? Could they benefit from a digital twin? Tim Johnson from Build Media has been working on such a project with the Wellington City Council in New Zealand. Let's go see where it's at.
Hi, my name is Tim Johnson. I am the technical director here at Build Media. Unfortunately, due to New Zealand's COVID lockdown and social distancing requirements, we're unable to bring our full presentation. However, the Build Media team is still very keen to share the Wellington Digital Twin and how it was created. Build Media is a visualization and experiential studio creating meaningful digital experiences. The team is a mix of specialists ranging from gaming, programming, animation, visualization, GIS, and architecture. We love pushing the boundaries in everything we do using Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine has allowed us to explore new industries and capabilities we never would have imagined only a few years ago, and the Wellington Digital Twin is one such project. Build Media has visualized many large-scale infrastructural projects across New Zealand and Australia, and spent years creating accurate 3D visualizations, placing these in context to help stakeholders and the public understand the scope and impact of a project. With the Wellington Digital Twin, we wanted to create a dynamic, real-time model that presents information in a non-linear and engaging way, bringing together our visualization capabilities with sensor, geospatial, building, infrastructure, and online data from across government and non-government organizations. The aim is to help make better multi-agency decisions, understand complex issues like climate change and economic development, and most importantly, as with all our visualization work, better engage with the communities and stakeholders. We've been developing the Wellington model over the last few years, using it to create a number of animations, visual simulations, which are accurate photo montages, and marketing imagery. With everything we have learned with UE4, we decided to take the leap and bring the entire model across into Engine and push what could be possible.
Hi, I'm Vincent, one of the lead CG artists at Build Media. I'll be walking you through how it was created and how you can get started on your own digital twin. When building any kind of digital twin, ask yourself, what are we trying to achieve? This helped you define the scope of the project and where to direct your efforts. For Wellington City, accuracy and the visual appeal was our main focus. Wellington was created using a number of datasets from multiple agencies. The availability of good spatial data is one of the key factors for a successful twin of a city. Work with your local geodetic system so that surveyors, engineers, and architects can all be coordinated to the same reference point. We started with a small area and continued to expand the model outward to keep on top of optimization. We were surprised every day as we continued development just how much you can throw at an Unreal Engine. Starting with the terrain, we used publicly available contour data from Land Information New Zealand. We generated height maps and exported terrain tiles as static meshes from 3ds Max. In the material, a world position offset function creates the Earth's curvature. Projects were modeled and animated in 3ds Max and imported through individual datasmith files, with materials automatically assigned in Unreal Engine through data prep. For the buildings, a detailed photogrammetry model of the CBD was supplied by Wellington City Council, 18,000 buildings with unique 3D models and textures. Unreal Engine has inbuilt optimization tools that were key to manage draw calls and getting a stable frame rate. Using blueprints and shapefiles, we accurately placed trees, streetlights, cars, boats, and even wind turbines. And finally, my favorite part of the project, we let Unreal Engine's amazing volumetric cloud and atmospheric system bring the scene to life.
The Wellington Twin is connected to IoT sensors located across the city, bringing the Unreal model to life. We capture and record traffic volume, cyclist movements in and out of the city, pollution levels, pedestrians, temperature, weather, and more. We access this data using REST API, a mixture of JSON, XML, and HTTP requests depending on the data source. This is very straightforward using easy-to-find UE4 plugins on the marketplace. It is still early days connecting to the Wellington Digital Twin infrastructure, and we're excited to explore this further. The Wellington Twin is also used to visualize a number of projects around the city. These projects have been included in the model for public consultations and stakeholder meetings. From our experience, the consultation phase is critical for any major project. Having all the information in one place makes it more efficient and effective to engage with the industry and public stakeholders. It can also provide a history of proposals and feedback. Every model, every decision can remain within the interface. This then demonstrates to the public that they are valued and engaged throughout the whole consultation process.
Kia ora. My name is Sean Ordain, and I'm a City Innovation Lead at Wellington City Council, working on our Digital Twin project. Here in Wellington, we've been investing in a digital twin because it helps us understand and communicate the future of our cities and the complexity of what makes it work. What we love about Unreal Engine is its ability to take disparate data feeds and put them into a universal experience, which we can use to help make that future real for people. Our aim is to be an informed democracy, and so that ability to universally fuse together that future of the city is everything to us.
Pixel streaming will enable us to share the digital twin throughout the council and potentially in the future to the public. Streaming the digital twin from the cloud means more people are able to access and utilize the twin presentations on any device. Messaging is then consistent across all departments. We want the Wellington Digital Twin to enhance public, agency and stakeholder collaboration, encourage open data, and stimulate the co-designing of Wellington for the benefit of future generations. Build Media is looking forward to the continued development of the Wellington Digital Twin in Unreal Engine and hope this will be a great asset to the city. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim and the team at Build Media for giving us a glimpse of how anyone might use a digital twin to either learn more about their city or simply make better decisions.
And finally, before we go, we want to make it easier for any of you to build a digital twin. Earlier on, we heard Pierre Felix mention some of the efforts we're making around Unreal Engine 5 to support native methods of using various protocols. But we also have something that you can play with now.
Because earlier this year, we awarded a mega grant to WSP, a global engineering firm, to bridge the gap between Microsoft Azure's digital twin platform and Unreal Engine.
A team at WSP's Swedish office, together with Microsoft, have created an Unreal Engine plugin and sample project to help people get started with digital twins. The resource includes an application showing a floor plan of a building, a scripted installation of all the necessary Azure IoT and digital twin components, and even an IoT device simulator.
And this sample project shows different ways of visualizing real-time data, from using our Niagara particle system to show airflow and temperature, to utilizing our lighting methods to show when lights are on or off. We even use our animation control rig to simulate people entering and exiting a room. It will also show you how to connect to Azure's digital twin suite of tools, such as their time series insights, to get historical context.
We've documented all of this so that you'll know exactly how to leverage the resources to build your own digital twins. And all of this is open source and free and available on the Unreal Engine Marketplace today. A massive thank you to WSP for their contribution to the digital twin community.
And that's us. In the last 90 minutes, we have shown you how you can tell your stories using Twinmotion and then create unlimited worlds in Unreal Engine. We have shown you how our customers are experimenting with these transformational technologies and what they have learned so far.
We've also shown you where these technologies might take you if you master them and deploy them on your most complex problems. This is a journey, and we're all just starting to unravel what's possible. We're at the earliest stages of exploring how these immersive technologies will benefit people and lead to new efficiencies.
Now, not everything will be a success, but we'll learn from the failures and use them to power a better future. One where people take a more central role in the design of their spaces and will have better access and insights on the data driving the world around them.
So what's the next step? Spend a lunch break with the free trial of Twinmotion and see what stories you can tell. It might just change your life like it did for Poel. If you have any questions, please join us in the interactive dev lounges coming up next, and we'll do what we can to answer your questions.
And tomorrow, all of the customer presentations will be made available, and we'll continue the conversation on how you can do these things yourselves.
And if you want to meet us physically, we'll be at the next Build event in London, November 9th, so please feel free to pop along and say hello. We'd love to chat about how we can help you on your real-time journey.
Finally, I also want to thank Mel Studios and the virtual production crew for hosting us, and all of you for spending the last 90 minutes with us and all the customers and partners and people involved in putting on this event. See you in one of the dev lounges.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Virtual. We wanted to provide you with an amazing virtual experience that we've done professionally with a film studio in Montreal. And but at the same time, now everything is virtual, we still didn't want to waive on socializing and having, engagements with you guys. So this is the time, and we're here to, especially Martin, we can talk a lot about everything you want,
And I'm not the only one, actually. In the chat, we have several people from our community. Pavel, you saw his story. He's in the chat, so you can ask any question to him. We have also Ernesto. We have Pierre-André Biron. we have a lot of people that is well known inside our community, so don't hesitate to ask now question or just discuss in the chat. We are here now for that.
About like the Twinmotion preview and the biggest key feature, of course, is Path Tracer. Can you just unpack this a little bit for us? Because I already have a first question in terms of GPUs, but we'll let you start.
Yeah, sure. So indeed, Path Tracer doesn't work on all GPUs. So you will need a DXR-capable graphic card, for example, like the RTX series or the Quadro RTX series, which is the professional range of Quadro series. AMD does also some GPU that support DXR. And we recommend at least 6 GB of GPU memory to run the Path Tracer. And but yeah, that's the limitation of the Path Tracer right now. It doesn't work on all the GPUs. But if you manage to have one that work, you can create some pretty amazing. You can have some really amazing results with that new version. We see that Twinmotion was like the first step toward the Unreal Engine, but still entering the world of Unreal Engine is quite a big step. It's not a tiny step. Like the learning curve is not the Twinmotion learning curve. It's a bit more complex. And we just discussed like what do we need to do to bridge that gap in terms of quality. So on the Unreal Engine side, they started developing their Path Tracer. So we decided, yeah, we just need that inside Twinmotion. And it's there right now. You can use it. You can just launch your Epic Games launcher and you will see a brand new version available for you that you can just download and start to work with.
Yeah. Yeah. And in connection to that, someone says that most of the animations we've seen on stage are made with Twinmotion 2021 and with Unreal Engine 4. And can we expect more realistic render with the next version? But he's mentioning also, will it be powered by Unreal Engine 5? And what will happen to the Path Tracer? And also, can we talk a little bit more about the rasterizer, the Path Tracer, ray tracing a little bit in Unreal Engine 5 with Lumen and Nanite, and how that just takes shape in Twinmotion?
Yeah, I think it's still how can I say that? It's a bit hard to discuss about that, but it's definitely something that will happen at some point. And right now, as a lot of you know, Twinmotion is on UE4, 4.27, I think. And at some point, of course, we need to switch to UE5. But first, we need for UE5 to be out of preview. We want to start working on that new version of Twinmotion on UE5 only on a stable build of Unreal Engine 5. But it will probably come later next year. And but yeah, that's our goal. And because of that, we will benefit from all the latest development and advantages being done on UE5, including a lot of stuff regarding the Path Tracer. So for example, in the current version of the Path Tracer, it's really the first iteration of the implementation of the Path Tracer inside Twinmotion. There will be a couple of things that are not supported. For example, decals. Today, decals are not supported in Path Tracer. But it will be in UE5. And as I said, it's just a first step toward having photorealistic render available with just one click inside Twinmotion. And that's a big leap forward with Twinmotion, like being able to just create photorealistic image with just one click is it still amazes me when I just import a file and even with just basic material, or sometimes it's just a white model. I just press the path tracer button and just the light bouncing inside my project, and it just looks great. It just looks natural.
So, Martin, when would you say for an architect or an architectural visualizer or project is it most beneficial to use the path tracer? When do you want to use the rasterizer? When, you know, what's the difference basically?
I think raster like the real-time mode is especially useful first on the early design stages when you want to when you are not that much focusing on the quality of the art, but you just want
iterate.
to, yes, exactly. You want to iterate. You want to send your data. You want to immerse yourself in your data. You want to navigate inside your project. This is where the real-time experience is there. You can just take that, share that on the cloud with the new Twinmotion presentation. You can send that to anyone, even now on a tablet. So with that new version, we now support presentation on a tablet. So you can just send that to your client. It uses a GPU server, and actually no one's care about what's behind the wall. Like your client just receive a link that you send him by email. He click on that, and on his tablet, he can just navigate inside the real-time application with people walking and car driving. And if, for example, like this real-time presentation is limited in terms of project size. For example, if you have like a big hospital, probably won't load in the platform right now.
Yeah.
But for that, we also develop what we call the panorama sets. So basically, in your project, you can create different point of view, different panorama that you can link together, and you send that to your Twinmotion cloud account. And same thing here, you just take the link, you send it to whoever you want, and you can switch from one panorama to another.
And what if the client asks for a change? He says he doesn't like the color or the furniture or whatnot.
Like usual, you come back to Twinmotion, you just change that material, and you can override the presentation you have sent to the cloud. So it's the same link for your client. You don't need to generate a whole new file and export a new version and send him a new email with a new link. You just message him, hey, check out the link again. You have the new version available with the new changes. So that's one of the new improvements also done on that side.
And in terms of improvements, people are asking, what about improvements around VR in Twinmotion? Is there any plan for an upcoming version to bring in social VR, like multiplayer and inviting multiple instances of stakeholders, you know?
Not for that version. So for that version, we didn't do anything related to collaboration in VR. There is some plans regarding that. We invite you to go on our Twinmotion public roadmap. I will try to find a link and paste it on the chat. We have a public roadmap where we show the features we plan to do, the features that we have in mind, features that has been suggested by the community. Most of the things we want to do in the future are public. So you can just, I've placed it in the chat, you can just go there, vote for the features you want to see inside Twinmotion, but you can also submit your ideas. For example, I know that we plan to work on collaboration. So if you want to give more details, more feedback, more insight about your usage of such a feature, don't hesitate to go there.
Yeah, let us know. Sorry, just let us know. It's really, really important to us that we do a really good job here for you. So we really want to know, do you work together with other stakeholders? And if so, yes. If yes, how? Is it mainly you wanting to be in control of the presentation or wanting to give away control? Or how do you go about having the best shared collaborative experience with your customers? So with Martin's link here on the chat, that's, I think, the best, right, Martin? It's the best public way to get just users' requests and wishes.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also, just coming back to the start of your question, which was around VR, we did a ton of improvement on VR. I don't remember all of them, but what I will do here is same thing, paste a link in the chat, which will send you to a release note for that new version. So let me just tab that in the chat. So you will find plenty of information, including all the latest changes, all the new features, and all the new stuff related to do VR. We did a lot of work on VR.
We did.
Making it more stable, more usable, changing quite a few things along the way.
Yeah, especially now it's becoming more and more important because, you know, we all talk about the metaverse and we're all jumping on the metaverse bandwagon. People want to connect through better headsets and better VR goggles, and that technology is advancing as well. So Twinmotion is always making sure that we are in tandem with all these device advancements that we see in how to access virtual reality and AR and just mixed reality in general. So we are not, you know, we are keen on improving the VR features in Twinmotion as we release newer versions. And there was another question just in terms of path tracer, Martin.
Yep.
Like, can using path tracer?
Yes, totally.
Awesome.
I already saw a couple of them posted on Facebook today, just like half an hour ago. So people are already using the path tracer to create some animation. You can use path tracer on image, video, panoramas. On all the media you can export out of Twinmotion. You can use the path tracer. Obviously, the rendering time is a bit longer, like it traces rays and it's not real time, so it won't be that fast as when you export a standard Twinmotion video. And it really depends on your settings. If you want to have something really smooth, you will need to crank up the number of samples. The number of samples is like basically the time you calculate on an image, and by default, it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say because it will depend on your GPU. For me, when I'm creating an image, I'm boosting all the settings at maximum to have the crisper possible image. And I can have some pretty long render time. But at the end of the day, if it's to create like a banner that we'll place on our own social channel, if it's just to share on Instagram, I want to have that quality, and I want to be able to crank up that quality to the max level.
So if you're like in a, I don't know, if you're an architecture visualizer or you're in a marketing department and you want to have a crispy pixel perfect render, and you have, like, let's say just a normal scene, I don't know what is normal, but just, you know, medium-sized scene, how long would you say is like the average path tracer time or the samples needed to just get a good enough image out, you know, without...
For me, I'm running first on a 2080 Ti, so a pretty decent card, but not one of the latest one. To have like a 4K images it's around maybe 3-4 minutes for like a medium quality settings. If I want to have 4K with the high quality, like raising the number of samples, raising the number of bounces, I will
fine-tune your experience in the VR by disabling some of the, for example, the shadows, the distance of view, the effects, and so on. So yes, it will help you having a more more fluent experience of the VR.
Okay, yeah, and Jonathan gave a couple other examples of what he was talking about specifically, like grabbing objects and moving around, opening windows.
Yeah, nothing new on this matter.
Yeah, in this release. And so, you know, again, we're always looking at improving things, and I think that's where, you know, it's good to get the feedback here, and we'll always consider it. Let's see. So, Garen, yeah, do you want to take the question around the cloud presenter and the sizes?
Yep. Yeah, actually, it's a great question. And I think
So you want
there's,
to repeat it one, just so everybody hears it?
yes. So Ashley Rickson asked, I use Twinmotion for construction sequence animations, and the cloud models are a great addition, but struggling with the file sizes due to the number of phases. Is there any idea on how to slim down the file sizes? And I think I'm not sure actually which of the two kind of limitations that we do have with the cloud right now that you're running into, whether it's the kind of core Twinmotion file size, or if you're getting a warning about potentially using too much memory to run in the cloud. But either way, I think the overall file size can be reduced by removing kind of like weighty geometry pieces of the model. Also kind of textures that are heavy, including like vegetation can add a lot of weight to a model. So simplifying the model in any way or breaking it down. At this point, to reduce file size, you will need to actually remove the geometry from the model, not just hide it in the scene graph, since that data is still loaded in the background for easy use. We're also looking in the new year, we're still in this early access phase with Twinmotion Cloud this year. And as time goes on, we'll be expanding kind of both the core file size limitation above 2 gigabytes and also kind of releasing the next generation of cloud GPUs to have higher memory capacity.
And then there was another, yeah. So I think, for right now, mainly, look at limiting the size of your models. And that's, the best way to control that. But we'll also announce when we've got, larger capabilities or capabilities for larger servers in the cloud. And then there was a question around ray tracing in the cloud as well, Garen. And I think it's
that question.
Yeah, I know it's hard to sort of see, but I think the question was, does the Twinmotion Cloud have ray tracing enabled? With it.
Got it. So I guess, is that question about Path Tracer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the new panorama sets feature that we launched, you will be able to export path trace panoramas to the panorama sets. So that will be supported for the kind of live interactive presentations that you can upload to Twinmotion Cloud. Path Tracer is not yet supported, but we'll be looking to do that at some point in the future when kind of the cloud GPUs can handle that as well.
So I think one of the things we want to do, we're going to keep answering questions, but first I wanted Garen to just give us a quick demo of, I think it's the panorama sets, right? Is that correct? Yeah. So this is a great new feature in the cloud. And so we wanted to just, give you that's enabled with Twinmotion 2022. And the other thing that maybe isn't clear for some of you is everybody has access to the cloud services now as well. So while Garen gets that started up, if you download Twinmotion 2022 and use it, not only do you get this great new feature of having panoramas in the cloud, but everybody can use it. Even if you're an educational user or a trial user, you have access to this service. So go ahead, Garen, and walk us through this.
Yeah, so this is just a quick walkthrough of a panorama set. This is exported kind of with the default settings for panorama sets with Path Tracer turned on. So it's a 6K panorama set with Path Tracer turned on. And this is the new Lakehouse demo model that you'll see built alongside of the new release. It's a fairly easy interaction to pan around inside of a 360 panorama. And then with wherever the panoramas are set up in the scene, you're able to teleport there and navigate around the model. So kind of what, the benefit of a presentation, for instance, is the full interactability. The benefit of a panorama set is you get these, fully rendered images that you're able to navigate around and still have the scene be largely interactive. And you can load this on currently tablets and desktop computers, and we'll be looking in the future to add mobile support as well. So you can load these on truly any device. This is, the basic way of navigating around. You can also grab any of the thumbnails, and let's say I wanted to jump back out to the dock. I could jump out there or into the bathroom and head over here and see this beautiful lighting we have going on in the demo model.
Yeah, so and it's coming across a little pixelated. So I think if you guys, try this live, you'll see it a lot better quality. But
yeah, I can actually share a link so that you can all look at this. I'll just share it in the chat.
Oh yeah, wow. Excellent. You guys can give it a run and see what you think.
So yeah, you're able to share panorama sets easily with just a simple link and optional password. I've turned the password off on this to make it a little bit simpler for everybody. And it looks like someone's asking, we can crush it if we have 100 people at the same time. There are no limitations for concurrent viewers on a panorama set, though there are on presentations still, since that's pixel streaming. But panorama sets are all able to be loaded no matter how many people at once.
The presentation, and so yeah, you can have a large number of people joining it. It doesn't need to fire up a GPU in the cloud to see it. So that's excellent. Let's see. I'm checking the chat for any questions. I think if you guys, just to make sure your question gets answered, if you want to get it into the Q&A tab, that's great. Checking our poll. We've still got about 60%. Team back in March. It was shortly before the 2021.1 release came out, and the team had already started focusing on stability as its primary objective. And so we've been really increasing the amount of both the number of people doing testing on the team, but also the process around it. And so just the way that we're managing the development, and also the incorporation of a beta community that's been able to give us early feedback as well. That's been very effective for this. The other thing, that I just want to mention is we went around, I was involved with customer interviews that we did back in May, shortly after the 2021 release. And we call these validation sessions where we hear from our existing users, and show them what's coming next, and we get their feedback. And so that's going to be an ongoing thing that we keep doing. But the interesting thing that we heard from everybody that we talked to was they loved the new features. They loved hearing about what we were planning with the path tracer and the HDRI skies and Twinmotion Cloud and all the things that we're looking at there. The assets, the amazing, assets that we're going to keep working on. We got a lot of great feedback there on which types of assets we should do next. And so, but the number one thing we heard from you, the community, and all of the users that we interviewed was, we need to see the stability improve. And so, and I'm happy to report that that's really what we've been doing as a number one priority. We definitely changed a lot of our focus. We decided not to pursue some of the lower priority features, and we really focused on stability first and foremost. And in my mind, stability means two things. One is crashing, right? That's the obvious one, right? And so you will, I can't say that Twinmotion is crash free, but I can say that the time between crashes, what we call the mean time between failure, or MTBF, that's a number that we track very, very carefully. And we know, we get data around when, when Twinmotion has crashed. And if you can, please send in the crash reports, because that helps us prioritize which things to work on first. But I can say that we've significantly improved that number and that measurement. And so that's been critical as well. And hopefully you've started to see that as you've upgraded from 2021.1 all the way through the latest hotfixes as well. And so, but even with 2022, we expect, that trend to continue. But the other thing about stability that is important is what I call, reliability. Does it do what you expect? And that's the other thing that we've been trying to track carefully is, does it do what you expect when you import, using Datasmith? And does it, do what you expect when you render? And so it's, those are the things that that we're also looking at very carefully, is trying to make sure we're prioritizing the things that are affecting you as well. And so I encourage you to continue to give us your feedback either through the social channels, or if you're part of our beta program, you know how to do that on our on our internal channels, but then also with contacting product support, it's very helpful. So I don't know, Gabriel, maybe you want to say something as well, as working in the QA side, what you've seen around stability.
Yeah, as you said, we are very careful about what we change in Twinmotion when we want to release a version of Twinmotion. So we know that the important thing to you is to keep your data safe and to be able to continue to work with Twinmotion. And for example, we've changed in the launcher the way we are updating Twinmotion. We update Twinmotion, so the main version, so the big versions like this one will not erase the one we are working on. So you can just continue to work on your actual project in the actual version of Twinmotion, and also be able to work on the new version on a new project or test it. So that's one point. And also we also are releasing hotfixes on maybe a month or 2 months basis, and it's based on the feedback from you and from the issue you have, and we are keeping an eye on that and trying to fix the big ones and the most annoying, and releasing hotfix as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's really why it's important that you do send in those crash reports, because we can prioritize them based on, which ones we see most frequently. So we know that the work we do is going to help the most people, right out of the gate. The other thing that I do want to mention is, because the new version uses the path tracer and the DXR capability, that requires DirectX 12. Previous versions of Twinmotion have required DirectX 11, and so only. And DirectX 11 obviously has been around a lot longer than DirectX 12, and so there will be, some instabilities there. It also requires a little bit more memory on your GPU than DirectX 11 as well. So there is a toggle in the settings panel where, if you want to try that, if you think you might be having trouble related to DirectX 12, you can turn off DirectX 12 and turn back on DirectX 11. So that may help some situations as well. And so anyhow, we're monitoring all that very carefully and trying to make improvements there. So very long answer around stability, but I think it's really important that everyone understands, the work that we're doing behind the scenes. It's not very flashy, because it's not a new feature, but hopefully all of you notice that the stability is improving, and we continue to grow there, where grow and improve there, so that it really isn't an issue for you as well. So let's see. One quick thing. I think there's a new poll if you want to work on that. Answer, put your answers in there if you would like. Thank you, Olivia, for setting that up. So we'll watch the results there. Let's see. Any particular questions that we want to you want to pull out here? Does the TM built-in assets, trees, signages, construction export to Unreal Engine as well? I think they do work if you have the Twinmotion to Unreal plugins installed with Unreal Engine. And so you may be aware that on the marketplace, there is a Twinmotion to Unreal Engine plugin. This is in beta. We've been gradually improving that as we get feedback. Part of that plugin, or one of the reasons why it's a larger plugin as well, is because there are a lot of assets in there. So that's so that those built-in assets can transfer from Twinmotion to Unreal Engine. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, let's see. Are you considering making a marketplace of new 3D objects? Quixel is great, but many of the objects don't have a great deal of AEC application. Yes, we're doing two things there. One is there's sort of two sets of assets, right? That there's the ones from Quixel, which are amazing. They're very high quality scan. And the other set of assets are the ones that are built in for Twinmotion specifically and are developed by the Twinmotion team. And so we've got a whole team that's constantly adding to that. So on the Quixel side, we are working with them to give them feedback on what things that we would like to see them do. I think the thing to keep in mind is that they're developing assets for all of Unreal Engine and Epic Game applications. And so there's a wide range, like you said, that aren't specific to AEC that they're doing, but there's a lot of them that are appropriate for AEC. And so, if you want to build an interior that looks like Garen's room with lots of great looking plants behind it, you could easily find those in Quixel. But with one of the exciting things we're doing with the new release with 2022 is that we've made the assets available, or we've created a system so that the Twinmotion assets can be available from the cloud. So this is a really important improvement that we made, because you're going to be able to you're going to be able to see assets from us available in the cloud service as they become available. You aren't going to have to download a new version of Twinmotion to get new assets. So we're going to be releasing on a regular basis new assets. We've got a whole pipeline of a different range of assets that are being created, and you're going to have those immediately available when they're released. And so that's a great new feature. I think you're showing that now, Gabriel, some of those, you're browsing, some of those assets, but we've also added a ton of new assets in this current release that are available already in this cloud service. So there's things like the HDRI sky domes. I think we have over 200 that we've added. We've got a ton of new furniture assets that are just really amazing and incredible in their quality that we hope all of you start using. But also a lot of new foliage. And so the other advantage of the foliage in Twinmotion assets are that you can use them with the features that we have that cover the seasons as well as the growth. So you can change you can change the age of the plants and that are in the system. You could also have them change throughout the seasons of the year. And so we're going to be adding those. And I mentioned the validation effort that we did earlier this year. That allowed us to hear loud and clear that we needed more plants and vegetation that were specific to certain areas of the world. And so Asia and the UK in particular were ones. And so we're going to be adding those now as we go forward. And so you'll see those start to appear. And finally, the other thing I want to mention for those of you that are in larger organizations, one of the issues that we heard from your IT departments was that the Twinmotion installer is too big, right? And the reason it's big is because there's a lot of assets in there. There's that are required to be installed. Over time, we're going to be that shouldn't grow anymore because we're going to be delivering those assets in the cloud. But over time, we're going to be transitioning the existing assets to the cloud as well. So you'll start to see the download size actually shrink, and it'll make it easier to deploy in larger organizations as well. And so let's see. Anything else on assets that came up? How about this one? The material tray in Twinmotion looks limited. Does the new update have more? And I'm not quite sure, what that means. I don't know, Gabriel or Garen.
Yeah, I have the same question as yours. Yes, it's the options of the materials. It is about the number of materials, because now we have the Quixel materials, so we have tons of materials available. So yes, I don't understand the question.
Okay, so if we can get some more updates or maybe more clarification, Francis, on what you might mean, that would be great. Let's see. Okay, Rinaldo, I have a full license but did not pay for it since I received it as one of the first ones using Twinmotion. Does that mean it will expire in March? And so I think the best thing for me to say right now around that, Rinaldo, and for those of you who are asking about the March extension, is to stay tuned, right? And we'll have more information about that early in the new year as well, but we're working out all the details around that. But I think that's the best way to say that is stay tuned, and we'll have more information for you on that early in the new year. Okay.
We also have a question about is it possible to transfer a scene with lights from Unreal Engine to Twinmotion? No, actually, the plugin, the Twinmotion to Unreal plugin, is a one-way plugin. So you just can transfer Twinmotion's scenes to Unreal Engine, but not the other way.
Okay, and then are there changes regarding creating new materials? Are there any improvements with mirror or glass surfaces?
No, we fixed some issues with materials, but no fundamental changes on the creation of the materials. So just bug fixing.
Okay. But again, we like your feedback on that. So as you use it again with the preview, and especially with the path tracer as well, there are some limits, with the path tracer that, they're the same limits that are available, that are not available, that are present in the Unreal Engine 427 version of the path tracer as well. And so, but I know the team that's working on the path tracer is continually improving that. So again, just like, we were talking about with the crash reports, sending in those reports helps us prioritize which ones to work on. Again, getting your feedback on things like you said around the glass and the materials, that helps us prioritize our efforts there. It also helps us work with the Unreal Engine team, so when we go to them, we can say, hey, we're really hearing, for example, the lack of decals in the path tracer is just critical. We need to see, we need to hear more about how soon we can have an improvement there. So same thing with the materials as well. So again, the one of our main messages here, hopefully it's coming across, is give us your feedback. We want to hear from you, and we're listening, and it really helps us a lot to get that feedback, because then we can prioritize what we work on and ensure we're working on the things that are going to help you the most. Let's see. Between Rhino and Twinmotion, sometimes when you sync, a material object that was showing previously disappears, although the object material wasn't changed. Happens quite a lot for me. Any advice? I don't know, Gabriel, have you seen that, I think, on any of the...
It's difficult right now to troubleshoot this issue in particular, because we have to understand what is going on this project, and so yes, maybe I can contact Jonathan to see if he can share with us his issue.
Yeah, I think we've heard that a couple times, and so we're, the great news is that we are in contact with McNeil and the Rhino team. We've been working more closely with them, and so we're hearing feedback from them as well about issues that their users are seeing when they use Twinmotion, and so it's great because they want their users to be successful with Twinmotion as well, and so we're able to make progress there. But yes, we'll look at that and see if we can develop any sort of a workaround there. Let's see. Do we have some plans to include plants libraries like MaxTree or Globe plants? I'm going to see if I can find an answer to that for you as well. We should have probably invited Fabrice to be part of our session here, right? And who's the lead of our assets team. Maybe someone can send him a DM in Slack, and we can see if he can get an answer. Let's see. Will Twinmotion support real-time walkthrough in a BIM software, so we don't have to direct link to the Twinmotion app? Okay, so basically embedding Twinmotion somehow in a window inside of your Revit application. That's not part of our roadmap, right now. I think one of the things that I think is great about the Datasmith platform that we're building is that if you can bring in data from multiple sources. So right now you can bring in data into one Twinmotion session from Rhino and Revit at the same time, and combine those data sets so you could see two different designs combined together. And so there's some application of that. It's there's probably some limited application right now, but the exciting thing about that is that as we advance the Datasmith platform, that means you're going to be able to bring in data from multiple users across multiple machines and combine them into one place. And that's where we're heading with this. We're putting the pieces in place right now that are going to enable that. But we don't have plans to integrate a Twinmotion window inside of the CAD application. Okay, maybe, I don't know if you can answer this one, Gabriel. Does reflection gizmo still required for reflection even with path tracing?
Yeah, no, the reflection, we call them reflection probes. No, they were a way to have real-time reflection in your glasses, on glasses of projects. But with the path tracer, as everything is calculated, every ray is calculated, you don't need those probes, so the reflection will be accurate every time in the path tracer, so you don't need them anymore if you just are rendering your projects with the path tracer.
Okay. Let's see. Can you take the one from Derek on VR? Gabriel?
I don't see it. Sorry.
Okay. Can TM be navigated in VR without using the keyboard?
Oh, yes. You can navigate in VR without a keyboard. You can use a gamepad. So Xbox gamepad connected to your PC. So yes, you can use it, and we have the help documentation, the help shortcuts for the gamepad connected to Twinmotion.
Gabriel, I think the question a little more specifically was, whether you can rotate the viewpoint or the point of view with the controllers.
Yeah, you can. You can rotate the viewpoint. And so in VR, you obviously also can use your the VR controllers, so Oculus One or HTC Vive ones. So yes, you can jump from one place to another by clicking with the controller, and you also can, when you rotate, you also can rotate and click, and it will also rotate the view in the VR. So yes, you can.
Okay. Are there any plans for light fittings for walls and ceilings? It's great having the IES lights, but it would be nice to have objects to apply them to as well. And I believe the answer is yes. And so one of the asset sets that we are working on are advanced lights. And so you'll hopefully see that soon as part of our amazing new cloud asset library that's rolling out with this release. And so stay tuned for that one. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, I think the Dev Lounge is going to close soon. It went really quick, but I'm getting a warning that it's probably going to close at 11:30. So I think we can keep it open longer, and I'm going to try to do so because we still have a lot of great questions. So, don't feel the need to leave right away. Let's see. I want to just check the results on our poll. Feel free to add info in there. What's your favorite CAD solution? Revit is the winner at the moment, but we don't have a whole lot of votes. So, Revit, ArchiCAD, SketchUp, Rhino, Max. And what's your favorite feature? Direct Link and the mega scans. That's interesting. And now the cloud, we want to do better there. And so I think we want more people to be using that. So we really encourage you to try it out. Garen, I think we changed the UI to make it easier to get your presentation into the cloud. Is that right? In addition to having the panoramas, but with this new release.
Yep. Yeah, we've made a bunch of improvements over the last few months, including new UI, some better messaging during the export process, all that. And we're making improvements truly every day right now. So stay tuned for updates.
Yeah. What I love about the cloud system is that we can make improvements as soon as they're ready. We just deploy it to the service, to the servers, and we're after all the testing and everything's done. But so we're on a regular pace now where there's new improvements coming out constantly. And so and Garen's been leading that effort and making sure that we're organized there as well. So we really want you guys to try out the cloud and give us feedback and do that. Let's see here, and I have the link here. I'm going to drop it in the chat because we've been saying, give us feedback. Well, here's one of the best places to do that, twinmotionhelp.epicgames.com. And that is where, if you say, contact us, that'll get it into our support team, and that, they're compiling, questions as they come in. But I think, I'm going to put, my email up here as well. So, don't hesitate to, if I can get it to type, there we go. If you guys want to just reach out to me directly, feel free. And it's pretty easy email to figure out in case, even if I didn't put it in there, but just feel free to send me feedback, and I'll make sure it gets collected with all of the other stuff that we're doing as well. Let's see. Okay, so again, we're going to keep going as long as we can, and we'll, but we may get cut off at some point by the overall event management. Let's see. Does the new version include Datasmith import improvements for formats. TM changes the origin of a SKP file when I keep the hierarchy, but retains the correct origin if I collapse by material. I think we've improved that. Is that right, Gabriel?
Yeah. We have done a lot of work on the datasmith importer in Twinmotion. So yes, hopefully a lot of bugs are fixed. So yes, we are confident that we have a good importer right now.
Good. Yeah, and that's an example of one of those things where it's not a crash, but it wasn't doing what you expected or what you wanted. And so that's an example of one that we prioritized and tried to make sure that we're focused on. And so Rowan, try out the new version and also make sure you get the new plugins as well, because those are also being uploaded constantly. So I think it's twinmotion.com /plugins is where you can get all of the Datasmith either exporters or the direct link connections to Twinmotion. Those also work with Unreal Engine as well if you're using it there. But just definitely try those out and let us know how it's working. Let's see. Andrew asks, would the reflection probes interfere with the ray tracing true reflections? Would we need to turn them off when switching between the two render modes? And then we've got one reply. Okay, Gabriel answered no, they will be ignored, so you don't have to delete them. Okay, thank you for that. Matthew, I think this one was there for a little while. Are there plans for camera paths and animations to more easily create smooth orbital and linear motions? And so what would be great, Matthew, is if you want to send us a file with an example of where you're having trouble, then we can try to either help you figure out how to improve that, or look at adding it as a feature for as far as how to improve that. But again, that's one of those things where we're always looking to try to improve things, and if we can do it there, that would be good. The other way, I don't know if you're comfortable with Unreal Engine, but there's a lot more tools, particularly around animation in Unreal Engine, and so that's a good example where the Twinmotion to Unreal Engine exporter may be something that's of interest to you as well. And so where you can take it into Unreal and really provide more of a fine-tuned finish to things. Okay, let's see, anything new? I'm checking the okay, Ronaldo, why the plugin size to export Twinmotion to Unreal is so big? Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. But the reason it's so big is that it includes all of the native Twinmotion assets, and that's something we're going to be look like we're going to try to improve that, obviously. But because it's a big download, we want to improve that. But for now, the main reason is because it has all that plugin has all of the native Twinmotion assets. So when you bring that into Unreal, everything will look as you had it in Twinmotion. That's why it's so big. Okay, Roman, it's very disappointing to learn that version 2022 and the Max user base is being left behind. It's not, not by intent. We want it to be used on Macs or on Macs, Mac, operating system. The challenge is that the Mac graphics systems are changing, very rapidly, with their new hardware. They're also, they need to make available a ray tracing capability that we can take advantage of. And then we'll work as soon as we can. We're going to work with the Unreal Engine team to make that available in the Path Tracer. And so, we'll offer it as soon as we can. And I think, our goal is to make sure that Macs can work as well as Windows with Twinmotion. And but this was a key feature that was available through the Unreal Engine technology, and so we wanted to make it available as quickly as possible to Twinmotion users. That does two things. One is it shows people what's possible, but it also helps us see if there's any issues. So once it is available on the Mac, it should work really well for you. So I know that's disappointing right now, but we want to make it work as much as you do as well, Roman. let's see, anything else
We
here?
have a question about the size of the plugin of Twinmotion to Unreal.
I
Why
just
it
answered that one. You might not have heard it. I just answered, but it's because of the assets, right? And,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
So sorry, we're going. I did the same thing. So now that I just want to make sure we get to all these before they cut us off here. But is it possible to create our own sky domes? Yes. How does it work regarding existing backgrounds, city and countryside, and import your own? So I think you can. I don't know, Gabriel, have you tried that yet? Creating your own sky domes? How does it work?
you can create your own sky domes by bringing HDRI files in Twinmotion. So yes, it is working. So yes, you can use custom sky dome for your project.
Okay, great. Garen is one for
I can
you.
take the last one. Yeah,
Go for
I
it.
know we're being told to wrap up, but we'll take one more. We'll take one more question. The question is: are we going to see a cloud presenter working on the phone in a web-based context, or perhaps a Twinmotion app on tablet or phone? And the answer to that is we are working on kind of web-based phone support, kind of as an expansion of our current tablet support. I don't have an exact release date to announce yet, but we're actively working on it. So you'll be seeing it pop up sometime in the next few months.
All right, guys. I think, wow, this went super fast. So anyhow, Jonathan, awesome. You got it going. I think there are nighttime ones. Try some of the ones that are in in the asset library that's on the web, the nighttime sky domes. But if not, let me know. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. And thanks Gabriel and Garen, Sky and Olivia for helping to get this going or keep things running smoothly. Send me an email or go to the support site that I linked in the chat, and you can definitely we'll try to answer your questions as best we can. So thank you again, guys. Really appreciate it, and thanks for joining us for the build event and for the Dev Lounge.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Sky, I don't know, you can probably turn us off now, however we do that.
Yeah.